says our hangout is on the air again. Now, does
Mine
that?
still says off air, but I don't know.
Of course it does. Of course it does.
Let's
I'm getting a
see.
now in my ear. That might be a good sign because I didn't get that last time. But let's go ahead and skip the ad and see if it's us. Wow. Okay.
Hey, hey!
I think we're on the air.
You never know what the hell happens here at USfanTV, but really I blame YouTube, and YouTube can fuck off. Frankly, you're
Bold
here at
start.
YouTube seeing our channel. It is at the, I don't know, whims of YouTube whether or not we'll be on. I'm happy about this. As you can tell, I'm Chris. This is Pat.
So I am Pat. I am. This is US Fan TV. This is a channel where a few months ago
Once upon a time.
we would talk about soccer as it relates to the United States. And then a thing happened. There was a qualifying game. These are shows that are very important to us. And we went to do the show, and we didn't have the ability to do the show because YouTube had taken away Hangouts, which is how we are able to do a live broadcast where we can talk to each other. And it was just gone for a few weeks while they tested they had their beta studio out. There was no Hangouts to be seen, so we were testing other options. Some of them were expensive, some of them were okay, but they were going to be really cumbersome and we weren't going to do them.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden, this quietly came back. And so we decided to give it a go. And obviously it didn't work on the first try. I don't know if it's going to be clunky from here on out, but you know what? You guys deserved to see our dumb faces again and hear our stupid comments again. So, cause we left you, it wasn't, it was like we were canceled. We didn't get a finale show. It was like we were canceled. So hopefully this is better than Game of Thrones. I don't watch Game of Thrones. You did, but I heard it sucked.
I did. The finale was, we'll say, similar to the disappearance of USfanTV. It just seemed to not match everything that had led up to that.
That sounds like a Dateline. Well, and then what happened? The disappearance of Madeleine McCann.
All right, so I actually tonight can't watch our show to see what the comments are, so I have no idea who's watching and I have no idea what you're saying. So thanks everybody who may be here. I guess we'll just jump into our topics.
Because no, we can't. There's a question about TJ.
We won't. Ooh. TJ is army trained.
Yeah, he's defending Wisconsin right now.
Way older than everyone probably watching.
TJ's not holding out for more money. He's defending Wisconsin right now from potential invasions. But we should tell you, we have appeared several times on the Minivan Dad Soccer Pod, which you can find wherever you get your podcasts, which is TJ's podcast. So if you've been like, well, I only watch those guys on YouTube, we have been appearing on the TJ podcast. Now, I will tell you, the Minivan Dad podcast is unique. If you think that we're all over the place, you should give this thing a listen. Like, there have been good shows. Like, we reviewed the new MLS jerseys. I thought that was a good show. And then there were other shows where he's asking about, it's like we're 2 hours in and suddenly he's asking like parenting questions, or he's asking what we think of gobstopper candy, or like if liquid plumber is really the best way to unclog a drain. Like, it gets to the point where it's like,
oh, it is. This show sponsored by Liquid Plumber.
Nothing better than Liquid Plumber. Yeah, so it's a weird experience, and then you have to like deal with the fact that sometimes he wants to talk about soccer teams you've never heard of. But it's fun. It's fun.
Havis Misford United.
Yeah, he'll ask, like, he'll fire off a question too, like
Chelmsford League.
Like, he'll ask us a question like, we've seen that game. Like, I don't know what happened there. We
I'll
should
give
just
you some insight. This is TJ as long as I've known him. I've known him for 30 years, more than 30 years at this point, and this is TJ as long as I've known.
Alex is asking about the scarf. He knows what it is, obviously, but you could tell other people. What is
It
the
is.
scarf behind you?
That is a flamingo scarf, Forward Madison.
Who
I
are the
was at the home
flamingos?
opener. They are the new USL. It's the second division. I can't think of what USL 2. What
I think
I
it
can't
is.
think of what they call it right now.
Yeah,
Um,
Electric
uh,
Boogaloo.
yes, indeed. They are the new team in Madison that just came out. Peter Wilt was is their leader. Um, uh, it's a cool experience. I haven't been able to go back yet because all the games have coincided with like when I have kids, or there's been like it's been a weeknight or something, and it's just too much of a hassle to get all my kids there. But yeah, cool time. I enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. We got a bus from the Highbury pub here in Milwaukee. It took us over, so we got to enjoy some time on the bus and then
I'm sure there
enjoy.
was debauchery.
There was. Then we got some food and drinks at the game. You could, in
Someone
fact,
shit
listen.
in a Folgers can, I assume.
Indeed, you could actually hear some stories about it. My discussion of it on the Minivan Dad Soccer Pod.
And then you'll also talk about the best way to discipline a 6-year-old. I mean, it's all there, everything you need. Wine tasting, it could be anything. It could be anything.
Speaking of wine tasting, I have some wine right here.
Of course you do. Are you not watching the Bucks right now? Doesn't everybody in Wisconsin have Bucks
I have
fever?
been relegated to the bedroom because my lady friend, my lady, is watching the game.
Hmm.
I'm wearing a Bucks shirt right now.
That's strange of you.
I'm allowed to support them. I'm allowed to be a bandwagon fan because they're local, but I'm allowed to support them right now because it's an off night for my real team in action right now, the St. Louis Blues.
Mm-hmm. I don't know how I feel
In
about
the
that.
NHL Finals for the first time in 50 years. Oh God, it is a thing of beauty. I am trying. I will be in St. Louis for the game 3 of the finals when it is there. I don't believe I'm going to get to go to it, but
Well, what's a ticket cost? It's St. Louis. What is it, like $75?
it's more expensive than if you go to Boston.
Really? It's St.
Oh
Louis.
yeah.
Everybody's poor.
No, they're not. But yeah, yeah.
Yes, it's like
It's
it's like
insane.
America's poorest city. Like that. People from Chicago go down for a weekend in St. Louis, and it's cheaper than going to like one game at Wrigley. I know this is a big deal though, because this has
Well,
not happened in
some
50
of
years.
that's
So
because Wrigley's ridiculously stupid expensive. But
that it is.
yeah, yeah. I did once have and one of the most amazing dinners Lori and I have ever had was in St. Louis for like we had at least one bottle of wine. We had appetizers, we had dessert, we had like coffee at the end, everything. And I think with the tip, it was still under like $200.
Of course
I
it
mean, it
was.
was
It's
like
St. Louis.
it's considered one of the best restaurants in the city. It was amazing.
It was amazing that it was even open.
Whatever, but yeah, no, tickets before Game 6 of the last round were already $500 just to get in the building. I mean, that's last row of the building. By the end of the game, they were already like 750. They
Hmm.
are north of that now, and that's ticket. Like they didn't release any extra tickets. There's no standing room only tickets or anything. So it's going to be. We are fully minivan dad soccer pod right now, and that we are way off topic. But anyway, yeah, tickets are through the roof. Plus, you got to pay the stupid fees on top of it. So like an extra $200
You don't
per
like the
ticket.
fees.
Oh, I do have a problem.
You're like Eddie Vedder.
I wish TR would come back and crack some monopolies down. Because I
He'd be
stand by. It's a Ticketmaster has a monopoly,
he'd be pretty amazed as to what
or it's
Ticketmaster has a
collusion.
monopoly in.
Yeah, or it's collusion. Either way, it's illegal.
Should probably talk about the U.S.
Indeed.
There's a Gold Cup coming up. Pulisic's at Chelsea. What the hell else you want to talk about?
The women are
going to play in a World Cup.
Going to play in a World Cup. I tend to think they I don't want to say they won't win it. I tend to think it's going to be down to them in France, which is kind of nuts that like France could hold the men's and women's World Cup trophies at the same time. I think about that.
Do you think that this thing that we see on the men's side, where the holders go in and lay an egg every time, will be something that we will see on the women's side? Or I
I
mean,
I don't, because I don't think there's enough competition on the women's side. Like and maybe that downplays it. I guess my real point is I don't think there are enough quality teams in the women's side that
there
like
are more than there used to be,
if
for sure.
there certainly are. I guess my point is just that like of the top quality teams, even if you became the worst of the best teams, you're still like a top 10 team, you know? So I have trouble believing that you can just go and just completely bomb out. Um, that said, look, the U.S. team certainly hasn't. While some of the games in the last year have I don't know, maybe been what you hope for, they've certainly shown that they have weaknesses, and I don't know if they are the. I mean, look, you can't. You have to consider them a favorite, as you kind of always do. But I don't know that they are the absolute favorite. I figure to most people, to most of our viewers, they probably are. To most Americans, they probably are. But as we look at this, we try to at least look at some of these things a little more critically, a little more realistically. And in that regard, I don't know if I consider them I certainly don't consider them a lock. I don't know if I consider them um, the absolute favorite to bring it home.
Yeah, I can't see them being a lock. Um, just because it's soccer, it's a low scoring game. Anything can happen. A bit of bad luck, a bad call. The goalkeeper could get a red card. Um,
Like 6 minutes in.
yeah, and it screws everything up for the rest of the day. Let me tell you. But yeah, I mean, we'll see. It'll be fun to watch and see. It's. I mean, if you remember last time, it seemed like um, we got our momentum later on. You know, it wasn't like
Yeah.
we looked really shaky to start, and I'm afraid that if there's a bit of that, um, we could have some trouble. I'm annoyed that Casey Short isn't there as a person from Chicago. I believe she should be, and I hope that I'm wrong about that. I hope that they're awesome, but I think that lack of selection will come back to haunt us. Um, what do you want to talk about now?
The Gold Cup roster. Oh,
It's
wait.
not really a roster. It's a
Oh, well, okay.
list.
The provisional roster. That said, I think we have to talk about one person who isn't on the roster, um, because I think we all expected he'd probably be on the next 10. DeMarcus Beasley.
That's true. I do wonder if there's a way not, they can just sneak him in there.
He'll be like, "Well, I'm retiring, but I'm willing to come up for games whenever I feel like it."
He's tried this retirement before, at least from international competition.
There has been that.
He came back. So I don't believe that he's done. And I won't believe it.
Until you
Even if
see
it's
it.
10 years from now, because you can't, you never know if he's going to be in there in the next game. So
See, if he wasn't saying I'm done at the end of the year, or I don't remember exactly how he phrased it, but if he wasn't saying that, I'd want to know, is he going to play for the U.S. Arena national team?
yeah, I want to see that.
I do. I'm pissed off that is not coming anywhere beyond San Diego.
No, I saw that, and I think that needs to be like a national tour.
Yeah.
Jermaine and Landon and
I
whoever
was
else they
also
get.
I was very disappointed that the San Diego Sockers lost in the semifinals of the indoor of the playoffs. I'm sorry, for whatever reason I couldn't think of the word.
The
Because I
competition where
really
they have they find a winner.
they played to determine a winner. I was really looking forward to them coming to Milwaukee to play the Wave in the title game. It did not happen. Milwaukee won the championship anyway, but yeah, unfortunately, I did not get to see Donovan there.
Did you go?
No. Again, it was a kid weekend. I was like, yeah, I'm not taking that many children to. We take them to hockey games sometimes. It is. We end up leaving early inevitably. Yeah, it's not worth it.
That tends to happen with children. Yeah, that's big congrats there that your city won the indoor. This
Hopefully they'll win the basketball, and I'm okay with either of my teams winning the baseball. And maybe with the new coach and some things revamped, maybe the football will go our way as well.
Your Wisconsin man was on Game of Thrones, as I understand it.
Indeed, yeah, I have not seen him. He's said that the two shots that everyone thought might be him are not him.
Yes.
So I have no idea where he is in the episode.
Mm-hmm. Maybe he'll have a career made out of that now. Maybe.
He's a dragon.
They're all the dragons. I don't get that. I can't do dragons.
See, that was the part I never. It took me. I came into the show later on. Like, I watched the first 2 episodes or something because I thought it was going to be a period piece, and I love historical things. So I was like, a Middle Ages drama. Oh, I'm totally in. And then they had dragons. I was like, what? No, I'm out. Boom. Never watched it again. And then, I don't know, someone made me watch it a number of years later, and I did find out it was actually pretty cool. And then I went and like watched from the beginning again, and yeah, no, it was good. The finale was maybe this last portion of the season, not fantastic.
You know what's good? Barry is good. That's a good show.
Barry is good. Barry's excellent. Yeah. Batty.
What's up, guys?
NoHo Hank is perhaps the greatest character on TV.
I could shave my beard and my eyebrows. I'm already bald up top. Hey, Barry, it's me. This is Bird in Hand.
Guys, I have to tell you something.
That is the best character on TV, I think. And the Henry Winkler character, Gene, on that show might be the second best. Like,
he's Henry Winkler knocks it out of the park with that.
Yeah, that's a quality show.
Those guys steal that show. Anyway,
guys,
the 40-man Gold Cup roster.
Let's do the show and NoHo Hank the rest of the time.
People will be like, "Why are you doing Borat?"
It's pretty much the same. Yeah. The first thing that jumped out at me, and I'm like, when I see a 40-man, I'm like, I'm not gonna be crazy about it. DeAndre's not on it, so he's hurt more seriously than I thought he was, I guess. To even not include him in it, although Mexico just didn't even use up all their spots. They only have like 29 people on theirs or something. But and then Novakovic, the striker, is not on it. But would he have really made it? I doubt it. So it's
see, it's hard to say because I look at the roster and it seems like it seems like this is a testing ground. It's sort of we're testing things to see who's going to fill spots going forward, because so much of it is just I like that we're going to see Josh Sargent. I like that we're going to see Haji Wright, Luca De La Torre, Keaton Parks, Emerson Hyndman. God, think about this. The last Gold Cup, we were like, come on. Like, we wanted Emerson Hyndman so bad. And now he got injured there and then kind of disappeared. And now it's like, oh yeah, hey, he's still around. I hope that things could work out for him. But yeah, it just seems like it's a lot of names that maybe we're not necessarily trying to win this so much as well so much as use it for what it is. You know, it's a testing ground to see who's going to be here um, for qualifiers.
Yeah, it's I mean, you say we're not really trying to win it, but I mean, I don't think Mexico is either, except maybe by default. So which is the whole problem with the Gold Cup in general, right? Like it's just not. We have this continental tournament that should be a big deal, and yet they water it down to the point, make it every 2 years, where it's not a
Yeah,
big deal. And then, if we win the trophy like we did last year, we celebrate like, hey, we won it. But it doesn't. I don't think it means anything to the fans like it would if Argentina won Copa America or any European team won the Euros. It means something, and for us, and I think Mexico fans are probably feel about the same about it. It's just like, yeah, okay. Now if a smaller country were to win it, it would probably be a big deal, but um, it's
and
not.
as we've said, if it went to an every 4 year event, it can be a big deal. But
It
so
could
long
be
as we're
if it
going to
was
keep
done
playing it
correctly.
every
Yeah,
2 years, yeah. Like,
people are
and
saying
on
they thought
top
we
of it,
died. We
I
didn't
did,
die.
I did. I am Jon Snow. I was brought back to life.
So if you haven't followed, I think we put some stuff out on Twitter, but I guess for some of you, if you're not checking there, you had no idea what happened to us. Google took, or not really Google, but YouTube took away the Hangouts for a while, which is how we talk to each other on the air. And so I spent like a few weeks trying to come up with a better solution since we were in kind of a down period for the US anyway, a better solution to do it. And then all of a sudden they quietly edited it back. It may go away again in 2 weeks and we might be stuck not doing the show again. Who knows? It'll probably
Yeah,
happen on the night of a game like it did last time. But
YouTube kicked us in the say area that you shouldn't get kicked in. Pat and I both happen to start new jobs. We both got new dogs about that time. Like there were a lot of things that kind of all conspired against us. And then on top of it, I don't know. Once we missed that game, it was like, well, now there's nothing going on.
yeah, it was. I mean, it is what it is. It was probably other than happening during a or not a qualifier, but a game. Um, it's probably a good time for it to go down if it had to. But it's stupid. Chris went into full conspiratorial mode where he was thinking that is YouTube trying to kill us?
I did.
And he like bunkered down in his basement for a while with canned goods and try to survive.
I had to drink my own urine, but it was just once.
Bear Grylls does it all the time. It's fine.
Yeah, like it's more the temperature. That's the problem. And we're literally God, what happened to our show? Uh, the U.S. national arena soccer team. I know we kind of mentioned this before. Donovan and Jermaine, both going to play for the U.S. against Mexico.
With so few positions on the field, how many positions do you think Jermaine tries to play?
Does he play a roving goalkeeper?
That was one of the big things back then.
You know,
When I say
speaking of
back
a
then,
goal,
because the last time I watched indoor.
speaking of a goalkeeper who could play an indoor, Slobo Lajevsky, famous
Oh
goalkeeper of the
God.
St. Louis Steamers, who died a number of years ago now. I tried to buy. eBay had a bobblehead of him last week. I tried to buy it. I'm going to tell your friend Brian Polson about it. We've been talking about watching a Blues game together, both of us being from St. Louis.
That seems like something to share on the air.
I need to tell him about this bobblehead.
He would appreciate it.
I think eBay. I think somebody cheated because
Of
who the
course
hell is
somebody
looking
did.
for something like that? Who the hell is looking for something like that? And I got outbid at the last second. I don't believe it.
Alex says
There you
we're
have it.
turning into the minivan dad.
We are.
We didn't even know if this was going to work, so we didn't really plan it. Usually I have like an outline.
Apparently, our first attempt to get on the air did show up. It is on YouTube now. That's what I'm being told. Lori watched it. She said it's just us rambling about things because we didn't know if we were on.
Did you start swearing before I pushed the button to turn it off?
I hope not. I hope not. That's sort of how this went down, and I apologize if this show has been kind of off the rails, because as much as that does kind of seem like us, it was because we didn't really know if this was going to happen, so we were, I don't know, upset about it, not taking it seriously, whatever.
Yeah, we almost didn't try again. Like it was like the thing. It failed the first time I pushed the button, and then it showed up as on the air, but people were not seeing it for a while. So, we're almost like, do we want to even try this again? So I put another one together, and it seemed to work. So, you get what you get, folks. I have like this. I'm getting over like a cough, and I have that tickling feeling that's like I feel like I'm gonna burst out into like a Judy Frazier coughing fit every time I speak. So
Nothing like a reference that only I will get.
hey, Central Illinois would know.
Hooty hoo. That said, that is every day of my life. So
you have coughing fits, Judy?
I am Judy Frazier. No,
she probably watches.
I have sinus issues, so yes, every day of my life is coughing.
You thought it wasn't? It couldn't get weirder. You thought it couldn't get weirder. It just did.
We are. So we need to say goodnight.
Let me ask you two questions. One, have you downloaded the US Soccer app?
No.
I did.
Oh, I thought the second one was going to be, will you?
I did download the US Soccer app, but I can't confirm if it's any good. But it did have like a slick animation to open. So
that seems fairly US Soccer. Like I could see where it has a cool animation that starts it, and then it never loads the next page.
And
or there's no functionality beyond that.
The other thing is, Alex just asked about the Chelsea jersey. They're apparently getting one for my son. Size, kids medium.
I was wondering if you were going to say adult large. I was going to say you sell out.
Once we know it, there's no reason for me to buy a Chelsea jersey when we've got these Adidas Arsenal jerseys coming out. Oh my god! Oh my god!
Yeah. When TJ gets back from army training, I'm sure he's already talked about having another podcast, and we may be on there. I will definitely be bringing up the new Arsenal jerseys if we don't talk about them right here, because I still think the concepts that I've seen of the away bruised banana are cooler than what's in the picture of Aubameyang and Lacazette. But that home one looks awesome. I think the away looks pretty cool too. I will probably own both of these in a few short months.
If you could somehow get it without Hotel Rwanda or whatever on the sleeve, it'd be even cooler. But it's a really, really great effort. I love Adidas
I didn't tell
so
you
much.
about when I got that jersey done at the at the gift shop, right?
Yes.
If you get it personalized, you have no choice. You have to get the Hotel Rwanda. So it's a charge on your receipt, but then it's a credit immediately after.
Hopefully that means then you can buy it without, but we'll see.
Visit Rwanda. Did I say Hotel Rwanda?
I said hotel too because I think it's funny. But
I knew why you said it as a joke. I just realized I said it.
Hotel Rwanda or Visit Wakanda. Those are the choices. Yes, those jerseys are great.
Visit Wakanda would be way cooler. That would be.
I've seen people have that made, and it is cool. The Pulisic Chelsea interview came out. He did the I don't know why they do this. I'm wearing the jersey, but I'm also holding the jersey, and I get if you're showing off your number and name on the back, but if you're wearing the jersey and then holding the jersey and it's the front of the jersey, what are we doing? But it's he was his usual self in an interview, and by the way, the way he ended with Dortmund, was pretty fantastic. Short of winning the title, it was a pretty good way to go out. So I was proud as an American to see him speak in German to the fans there, and
Jawohl.
really appreciated him. At Chelsea, I don't know. I don't like it, but I'm gonna have to get used to it. Um, but yeah, I do think that one, they need to assign him a jersey number. 10's going to be open. Do they give him that? And two, with Hazard leaving, with the transfer ban in place, with some of those players like Willian getting older and probably leaving, it's one of those times when everything is kind of falling into his lap to have
Yeah.
a lot of responsibility thrust upon himself. Depending on who the new manager is, that could screw everything up for him too. But it seems to be setting up where if he takes this opportunity and runs with it, it could be huge for him. So
yeah.
as much as
And
I want to see Chelsea fail, I hope he does well. I really do.
to his credit, he definitely made a splash in his opportunities at the end of the season. For so long, people were knocking him and saying he wasn't good enough, and Sancho's better. When he wasn't getting the chances, he wasn't starting, he wasn't playing as much. But look at what happened the last couple games when he got a chance to play from the beginning. Now I know it's the end of the season, and suddenly a lot of young players get thrown out, and so things aren't as crisp and clean. But he went back to being the player that he was, a year ago for them.
Indeed, he did. It was good to see. Because I didn't, it looked like with the injury, there was a point where we weren't even sure if he was going to play it all the rest of the year. And I didn't, it would have been sad to see him go out with a whimper. Instead, he's, speaking to crowds and scoring goals and things like that. So that was awesome. We better wrap it up. It's been a hard, this is like preseason for us.
Sort of. We have to get back in the swing of things, back in how to carry the show and not ramble on and get way off topic and start talking about whatever personal maladies.
If this were the Minivan Dad Pod, we'd just be introducing a new topic randomly right now, though.
I'd be like, I need to go.
Chris has been quiet for the last half hour. TJ, have you noticed?
It's because I hung up and went to the bathroom.
This is USfanTV. I don't know when we do these shows. Every few months, we do a show.
We're gonna try and get back to once a week.
There's a Gold Cup coming up, so and a Women's World Cup. We'll do some shows for you.
We've got stuff to talk about now. We know we can get back on air.
I can't believe you all showed up. You all came.
Yeah, honestly, thank you everybody. Because seriously, like we keep saying we're gonna get back to this, but yeah, like everything was screwed up, and then we got kind of too busy to fix it. And no, sorry, we've missed doing these things.
We miss you guys. We really do.
We miss you. We love you so
much. I still see Alex at fire games and stuff. I'll be there Saturday if it doesn't storm. But the rest of you, I don't know you in person. So
not even me. Never met.
Stop apologizing. Start showing up. He's like a coach now. Anonymity's coaching us.
I've seen
no excuses.
Comments, Anonymity. Lori's been texting me some of your comments, Dick.
He, of course, got the Hotel Rwanda reference and didn't enjoy it, which he probably shouldn't, to be fair. But I do. That's one thing I love about Anonymity. You could throw out a reference like that, and he will get it. All right, that's what I got. Thanks, Lors. What do we do? We got social media. You know that. Who cares? Chris, do you have final words?
Thank you, everybody. You're done.
I can't believe we came back and did this. Hopefully we do it more often than every few months. If YouTube doesn't screw us over. That said, you're done.
Fuck YouTube.